Seems to be better now. Maybe? No? Yeah, it's fine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I can't see anything, so it's still frozen on my thing. I guess I have to refresh. Alright, let me see. Alright, well, everyone's saying it's fine, so even though I can't see what's going on, I'll just pretend it's fine. Oh, maybe it looked frozen just because I wasn't doing anything. Ha! Ha! Anyway, this is actually perfect. So I'm gonna pretend that this is the start of the show, and then when we do the VOD, it'll just be like starting from here. So welcome to the Chronicles of KasPra, episode 5. If you are not a live viewer, you were not witness to the completely less than good pre-show, I guess, is what it is. Right now we're in a replay between Bakuryu, the purple Zerg, and Busy Pain, the red Terran. And this is going to be quite an epic match. And good old Justin, LRM No One, wanted to review this game. So here we go. Back into the replay. So times 2 still good for now?
Yep. They're just gonna shit talk for a little bit.
Indeed. The hallmark of a good player.
First off, I just want to point out, Terran put the supply depot right under his command center, so the SCV spawn closer to the mineral patches.
Indeed. Can you explain why this Overlord is going cross map?
I don't like that. That's instant death to BBS.
Yeah.
Really don't like that, actually. Okay, so I think the thought process behind it was he wants to see... go ahead and pause it, by the way. He wants to see if there's, like, BBS or an 8 racks or 9 fact, or apparently it's an 8 fact. But the problem with that is, if it is a BBS, when you lose that Overlord, your supply stuck, so you can't make lings, and you lose, and that sucks.
Indeed.
And we don't like that.
Indeed. And also, this is a double SCV scout from Busy. It's almost like in a PVZ with the double probe scout. Is this?
Yeah, that's correct play.
Alright.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
Alright, cool.
One thing I don't like is the barracks placement. Being the avid 4-pooler that I am, when I see that, I get a big grin, because it's really easy to trap SCV, or Marines coming out of the barracks.
Interesting. And we do have a 1-Rax FE off 1 Marine. Very standard play. And 3 hatch from Bakuryu. And Overlord sees the command center and should chill kind of right here, just above the bridge on the water. So it can't get shot, but it'll see a push out.
Yeah. Bakuryu's Overlord was actually a little bit late. He built that on 17. In this matchup, you always want it to be on 16.
Right. And
100%.
Busy's doing something a little bit unusual. Very fast engineering bay for +1 instead of the second barracks. So the second barracks is much later than usual. Any thoughts on that?
And the trade-off is you have less Marines at the start, and because you're getting this engineering bay instead of an academy, your Marine range is much later. So what happens is you're weak at the beginning for a little bit, and then once all your upgrades kick in, once the 4 barracks kick in, and once the did I say Marine range first or the +1? Once the Marine range and the +1 kicks in, you're much stronger, but you're very vulnerable for a little bit.
Alright, and there's a bit of a poke out right now, but Bakuryu made a number of SCVs, so they're going home. Looks like Bakuryu has a drone at the top left. Gonna make...
Oh, is he actually doing what I do?
Base.
Oh, no. Never mind. I only get 9 mutas and I go straight for the den, but he's going 9 mutas den, then 2 more mutas.
So this is interesting,
so
actually. The Medic Marine being on the map is making the mutas kind of micro against them rather than attack the base. So he's not taking any damage from these mutas, pretty much.
I don't like this at all. This is too small of a force. He should have like at least 6 more Marines here. If you watch Flash replays or Flash VODs, he usually has quite a bit more. Yeah, see, this is much better. But that initial poke out, that was really dangerous.
Interesting.
Now, the point of these mutas is just to buy time for Bakuryu to get these Hydralisks to his 3rd base. Because what happens if you don't go mutas and just go 3H Lurker? Terran can sit outside of Zerg's natural, and you can't get out. Like, you can't take a 3rd, you can't get your Lurkers to your 3rd, and it turns into a really bad situation.
Yep. I also want to know, just now I saw a bunch of idle SCVs in Busy's main. For new players, one thing you should do as a Terran is shift-click your workers back to minerals. I guess you can do that as Protoss as well, not as Zerg, but if you shift-click your workers back after making a building, you don't get any idle workers. On the other hand, for Terran, I do believe once you get like to the mid-late game, it's okay to leave just like 2 SCVs to be constantly building depots.
Yeah.
But still, if for like turret SCVs, you definitely want to shift-click them back.
And another delaying technique that Bakuryu was doing is when Medic Marine move, they tend to move in a line, not so much of a blob.
Yeah.
So what you do is you attack the rear end of the line, and that forces the entire group back, and that buys you quite a bit of time.
Indeed. Also note the good lurker placement at the top left. I believe in one of the episodes we talked about someone's bad lurker placement, but Bakuryu's got it down, I believe.
Yep, that's good. Oh, by the way, when you have lurkers and sunkens, you want the lurkers a little bit behind the sunkens. That way the sunkens take the damage and the lurkers do the damage.
And I like these random lings that Bakuryu has around the map, just in case the bio ball decides to change direction and go attack his 3rd or something.
Yep.
Looks like the hive is getting up.
I'd like to see a 3rd command center from Busy, like right now. This is usually around when you get it.
And he does have plenty of money.
Yep.
Bakuryu doing something funny here and transferring his to Medic Marine, but let's not worry about that. So 3rd gas is up for Bakuryu. He didn't get to transfer, but the gas is kind of the most crucial part of the 3rd base anyway, so he's not too worried.
One small thing, actually kind of a big thing, that's bothering me about Bakuryu's play is he doesn't have a 5th hatch. And around now is when you really, really start needing that 5th hatch for more Lings and more Scourge. If you stay on 4 hatches, you don't quite have enough larvae to keep up the lurkers, the defilers, the scourge, the zerglings, the drones to make more buildings. And what happens is generally you cut out the drones and the lings, and those are really, really important. And clearly he has the money to build a 5th hatch, so there's no reason not to do it.
Yep. And note, Busy having some nice army control there, not losing too many Medic Marine, but killing a number of Zerglings, and I believe a couple of Lurkers. Basically the way Bio and works against Lurker Ling is the Lurkers and Lings run up, the Lurkers burrow, and before that happens you want to kill as many Lings as possible and then run away right before the Lurker spines come out. Unless you're like Flash and you just micro down the Lurkers, but yeah.
just wanted to clarify. When I say 5 hatches, I mean 3 hatches in the main, 1 hatch in the natural, 1 hatch in the third. I don't mean a 4th base. The 4th base timing should be when you have consume done. Actually, when you get consumed, you should start expanding everywhere, as long as money permits.
Where's the defiler mound? Oh, there it is. So it looks like consume is actually finished.
I don't like that there's no flank. The way you want to kill these units is you have all the tanks at the bridge, you swarm forward with lurkers, and then you place the swarm behind them and run with a bunch of lings and kill it. Or Busy's just gonna suicide all his units, that's fine too. Oh, I actually got them, nice.
Yep.
Still no 3rd hatch in the main, it's bothering me.
He doesn't seem to have that much money though. I mean, he's throwing down an Ultra Cavern right now. It's like, could he even afford to reduce out of another hatch right now?
He could have earlier. And if he did that, he wouldn't have all this excess money right now. Another thing that's bothering me is, yeah, this defiler top left. That took a while to come out, and that's pretty important. You want that out like immediately, as soon as your mound finishes. Same with mid left. You really need a defiler there. Now another small problem I have with Curry's play right now is he's not putting any pressure back on Terran. He's just letting him do his thing. Something that's, I would call it fundamental to this stage of ZVT, is just running around with like a defiler, 2 lurkers, and a bunch of lings to counterattack into the 3rd or into the natural. So it takes a little bit of pressure off of your front.
I mean, isn't he kind of contained right now?
Well, look at top left. He could kill that group no problem and run around.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, this taking of the 5th is quite late.
Actually, let me ×2 this.
You can keep it ×1.
Alright.
And these mines outside of Curry's natural, that's absolutely genius. I love that. From a Zerg's point of view, that's incredibly frustrating.
How do you deal with mines like in the late game? You just run random lings around and try to suicide into them?
Well, it depends what he's doing. If he's doing some sort of like 3 or 4 fact mass vulture with mines, what I do is I do a gentle tech switch into Hydras with speed and range, and it's pretty nice because with mass vessel, they can shoot up, and if they're plagued, they die immediately.
Interesting.
Yeah, see now he's trying to attack top right, but that shouldn't have even gotten up in the first place. And there's absolutely no pressure being put back on Terran here. Actually, I don't know how did those lings get in? I'm confused. That shouldn't have happened. The Busy's money is way too high. No excuse for that.
It's been pretty high this whole game. I mean,
yeah.
Bio Terran is pretty hard to macro off. Marines produce like really quickly and are pretty cheap, but still.
It's just a matter of remembering to macro. I think that's the big problem that people have, because it's like what 20 seconds for a Marine to build. You have to remember every 20 seconds to go back.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's the thing. Like if I'm Protoss, it takes a lot longer for my stuff to build, so it's not as bad if I forget a round. But yeah, it's pretty tough. And for Zerg, just build a few ultras and you have no money.
Again, Courier should be taking 12 o'clock right now. No reason not to do that. He has the money. Usually around now, I just produce a full round of drones to saturate the 9 o'clock base and the natural top left. And that's really helpful, actually. You can afford to put down like 3 more hatches in the top left if you do that. So finally, he's coming out with some counter aggression, but this is way too late. There should have been stuff going on before that.
Got quite a few ultras though, but all getting irradiated. Needed some Scourge. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, but look at Busy's money. He should have 40 more Marines.
Indeed.
And that ultra group would have gotten crushed, and that would suck. Yeah, from both of these players, I'm noticing that they're hesitant with their expanding, and there's no reason for that. They both have money to expand, so do it. 6 is not taken. I can't understand that. 12 is not taken. Can't understand that.
And Biz's money is getting super high. How did that dropship get in? Just went along the bottom, huh?
Also, there's no dropship protection from Bakuria. I've been playing a lot of Terrans who go like, they make something ridiculous like 4 dropships at this point, and they camp your ramp, and the rest just kills your main, and that's not good at all. And then, like, while they're doing that, they'll send their army to attack top left, and it's just a nightmare to deal with. And a real easy way to deal with that is just to have Scourge there, because then you only have one problem to deal with, as opposed to 2 really big problems.
Indeed, indeed. And it looks like that drop actually killed the 9 o'clock base, and is gonna go do some more. So 12 o'clock is now just going up, but we can see Baku's money is quite high. So as no one said, could definitely have gone up earlier. I don't know why Busy just doesn't build a bunch of command centers if his money is so high.
Oh, I have absolutely no idea why 6 is not taken. That boggles my mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's one easy trick to get your money down, guys. Just build a bunch of command centers or Nexi or hatcheries.
Also, he should have built like 5 more factories top right to deal with this gigantically excess money.
Well, he didn't have much gas though. His gas is still pretty low.
Well, he only has 1 on gas at his third. And this top right gas only just got up not too long ago, so that could have been fixed. And even if he's low on money, he can go. He can make a ton of vultures. Vultures are great. People need to make more vultures in late game TVZ when they do this mech switch thing. Now, again, there's absolutely no pressure being put on Terran right now. Even just like 4 overlords with like 3 of them with Zerglings and 2 of them with ultras in Terran's main. You're gonna kill everything. No reason not to do that. And it's such a small commitment. Just 24 Lings and 2 Ultralisks. And then you can get real fancy, like you can do that 3 or 4 Overlord drop at the bottom right, then you can drop top right at the same time while swarming 3 o'clock. That requires like a lot of multitask, obviously, but that's something you can work towards being able to do.
Any suggestions on how to practice that? I think I actually saw a thread recently in the Rude War section, like, how do I practice my multitask?
Do the drop and don't watch it.
Just unload, click in his base, and let it go.
Yeah, that's it. What I do, like when I need to micro, I hotkey what I need to control beforehand. Like if I'm doing a drop in the bottom right, drop in the top right, and swarming 3 o'clock at the same time, I'll have like 1 and 2 as bottom right, 3 and 4 as top right, and 5 and 6 is 3 o'clock. And it works pretty well. It's actually not that difficult to do.
Huh.
Again, oh my god. No reason for that. Half Scourge there, bro. Six o'clock, or yeah, 6 o'clock still not taken. No reason for that.
How do you deal with this late game mass tank play that Terrans are copying Flash doing now?
You mean like when they push out or when they're turtling?
I mean, they're turtling. He's basically going to split the map, right? And then that's bad for Zerg. So what do you do about that?
Well, immediately you need to take every expansion. Ideally, you don't want this to happen. There's not... If it gets to the point where he's on like 30 tanks and 50 turrets and you've got Medic Marine running around, there's not a lot you can do, and it sucks. I've lost some awful games. So what needs to happen is you need to not let it happen. Like, as soon as this is going up, drop it immediately. Like, right now, this isn't bad, because he doesn't have that much anti-air. If Kuryu did, like 5 Overlords worth of drop right here, that would shut down top right and the game would be over. Six o'clock, still not taken. This like half of this tank blob in Busy's natural should be at 6, defending that with mass turrets on the left to prevent drops, and that'd be great. He'd be in a much better position.
Indeed, and once again, he does have plenty of money. But I mean, Bakuryu is doing a decent job attacking it, so he keeps sending guys down to the 6.
Well, what's bothering me is I think he saw that there's a gigantic lack of turrets at the top right, and he's not dropping it. That needs to be like the first thing you do when you get into this situation, is try to drop it. Same with like 3 o'clock. There's barely any defense there. There's no reason that should actually be alive.
But I mean, there's no way for him to know, right? So should he just like sack an Overlord there or something to check it out?
Well, he could even just send a Ling.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just a huge lack of appropriate aggression. This is bad. Don't do this. Oh my god, don't do that. That's a death trap.
Certainly looks
totally
cool,
cost inefficient. Totally cost inefficient. He lost like... Well, okay. Yeah, okay. So, even if he did lose like 10 tanks, Bakuryu lost, what, like 15 Ultralisks and 30 Zerglings and a Defiler? Not a good trade. Now, one could say that it was a fair trade because Busy doesn't have 6. Well, he should have 6.
Indeed,
There's
and
no
now we
reason
can
why
see
Sif should not.
Busy's money is actually going low. Not because he's macroing better, but because he's getting mined out, and he didn't take enough bases.
And for some reason, he doesn't have enough SCVs
Yeah, I was just
at any of his bases.
clicking that. That's kind of weird. What happened to all the SCVs like from his main and natural?
I didn't see what happened. I think they ran into lurkers at outside the bridge, top right.
Hmm.
I just want to point out, it's real easy to be critical when you're watching the replay, but
Yeah.
these guys were playing in a casted match, and the decision making is like the first thing to go when you're nervous.
Indeed, I believe Baku actually played quite a long game before this as well, so he's probably a little bit tired.
Yeah. Just whenever you're in this mass tank situation, do drops. Drops should be your tool to break it. Because, I mean, like, even imagine if you send an Overlord top right with 2 lurkers in it. Mining is shut down. And there should be mass turrets top right. Like, that's how you properly turtle, but he can't afford it because he doesn't have 6. You can go ahead and, like, times 2 it at this point.
I was just thinking, like, still have a ways to go on the replay, in fact. By the way, guys, obviously since we're trying to be analytical and all smart and stuff, I'm not doing my usual shoutcasting. But if you do want to watch this match shoutcasted, actually the recording isn't up, so never mind. But I can upload that to Blip, and you can watch it if you like.
This is like the stalemate position. Now that Terran is finally taking 6, although it's going to get shut down, it seems. Yeah, if Zerg can keep denying 6 and starve out these bases in the top right and keep trading armies, as long as it's cost efficient, you can win that way. But the problem is it's real difficult to be cost efficient versus mech. Fortunately, Busy does not have a billion tanks at the bottom right anymore. So running in with mass Ultraling with Defiler will be cost efficient. Like, on the other hand, imagine if you ran 20 Ultralisks, 30 Zerglings, and Defiler top right. All those tanks would completely eat it up. Maybe he'd kill like 3 tanks or something. And that's not cost efficient. And it's just wasting money, so don't do that. Which seems obvious, but people will try to break it. It's never a good idea to run into mass tank.
And we did have a good drop at the 6 o'clock. I caught it this time, because I know what's coming. So Bakuryu is actually winning right now, right? Because he's got, well, 12 o'clock is almost getting up again. And he's had the middle base mining.
It's a close game right now, just because 6 is not taken. If 6 was up, the game would be over.
Huh.
And that's because he can properly make a gigantic mech army and push out into the center and claim that. The big battle you get versus this turtle-style mech is once they split the map, you need to deny them getting the center. Because if they get the center, then they have more bases, and that's a nightmare. Yeah, so right now, Busy should just be laying a ton of mines. Because versus straight Ultraling, mines are, like, imbalanced.
And I'm a little bit distracted right now. Someone's talking about what happened during MSL group selection.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Hydra and Great ruining the MSL. I'm so pissed about that. By the way, look at Zerg's natural and he has like 3 patches left. Mine those out. Just do it. There's no reason not to. Send 3 drones there.
Yep, there's about 400 minerals there.
Yeah, okay. Finally he's doing this drop stuff, but that's not nearly enough. Yeah, okay. Imagine if he had like 2 more Overlords worth of Zerglings, that would have shut that down with like no losses at all. Yeah, okay, so at this point, Busy is dead.
Indeed.
So, the big mistake was not taking 6. He had a pretty huge lead when he killed 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock. And a big problem for Mercurio was 1, not getting that 5th hatch early enough, therefore not being able to get enough Scourge or Zerglings, and not doing enough counter-aggression. He just sat there passively and let Terran take the entire map, which Terran did not do fast enough, I don't think. So it didn't play as big of a role as it should have. If Terran did it properly, he could have had the top right like immediately after he took his 3rd, and he could have gotten 5 facts with add-on immediately, and then done a giant Doom push to whatever the closest base is. So yeah, in general, once you get the filers, you need to think about immediately securing a 4th. That's the big problem. Then your second goal should be applying counter-aggression. And this does not apply to mech, by the way. Don't do that versus mech.
Alright.
Super.
So is that it for this game?
Yeah, go ahead and like times 4 or whatever. Times 8.
Alright. Finishing up the game. Busy.
Don't like Guardians. Just drop. No need for that.
Yeah, also because they have no upgrades right now, and against 3-3 mech, they're not going to be that effective. Okay, it is 3-3, right? 3-2. And I'm currently negotiating to get Tesla on the stream. Apparently she's pretty tired too. And this minefield, oh I remember during the actual game, this minefield under tanks bothered me so much. Baku just could drop a couple of units on here and blow everything up by Terran. Please don't siege on top of your own mines.
Yeah, that's a good game. Didn't he like drop?
Yeah, he dropped. He disconnects at the end. He pulls the plug. He pulled the plug.
That nerd.
And he comes back and he's like, he tries to play it off like it was an accident, like it was his internet.
Yeah, okay, okay. Okay, I don't have the greatest reps, unfortunately.
It's alright. We got Tesla coming on. We got Tesla. Not picking up. Picking up.
Wait.
Nothing.
Me? Pick up? Why would I do that?
Because I'm harassing you.
I was gonna check an auto replay real quick. To make sure I didn't, like,
You're so mean.
leak any secrets in this replay.
So tired.
I am too. I'm like not doing my best.
Well, did you
job.
see what I told you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No sleep for poor Tesla.
Because you're streaming too much. You got no excuse.
Maybe. I don't know.
Sale,
Yo.
for the first 2 minutes of this game, I don't want you to reveal the text.
Alright, I'll put my overlay thing like super big.
Okay, ready?
Wait, hold on. Let me like add a second overlay thing.
I'll be right back, hold on.
Should I be logging on? And actually...
It would help, probably.
Okay. Just a minute then. Oh, that's right, I have to boot my launcher's administrator. Because Windows 7 doesn't like me. How much longer is this show going on, by the way? I forgot to ask.
We've been going for like 45 minutes already, and only one replay, because it was like the longest replay ever.
Okay, I'm back.
I wonder if I can send you that replay I told you about.
Yeah.
I have yet to watch it.
Alright, you can go. I got like a box ready to cover text.
Okay, good.
I'm not sure if it's big enough. Hold on, I'll just make it a bit bigger just to make sure.
Well, since you guys are gone, I'm just gonna pull up the stream then and just like look at the chat, be like, "Sup, people?"
Alright, yeah, you can ask questions and stuff. Anyway, looks like it's gonna be played by LRM No One. Look at his fancy new tag. And OTC, holy smokes.
This Terran is B-, I believe. And what's going to happen is I'm going to go 3 hatch no pool, because the last 3 games we played, he went run 1 Rax fast expand every single time.
Why is there something covering like half of the screen?
Justin doesn't want to show the text, so it's covering that.
Yeah, I'm talking about things I don't want the audience to see.
Okay, so how much longer is that gonna last? Because that's actually a little annoying, guys.
At the 2-minute mark, you can take it down, so.
Alright.
Yes! 2-minute mark!
By the way, guys, he's talking mad trash. He's like... And he's bad at it.
He's
That's
like,
why.
it's
because he's embarrassed.
YouTube.
He's embarrassed about how bad his trash talk is. That's why he wants to cover it up. No one's
Can you actually see it?
It's like some serious D-. I can see it, but the stream
Oh,
can't.
okay.
Yeah.
Alright, you can take the overlay down.
Alright.
Okay, so Dan in the chat says, "Where are the noobs?" Well, the noobs are people like Tesla.
Yep, Tesla's the noob today.
I'm
KasPra
the noob.
is still busy doing useful things in life, unlike us. So
Hey, I was out doing something useful.
So, can you talk about this 3-hatch build? I mean, how does it affect your timing and stuff? Because I know, like, when I've tried to do like these super eco, builds,
Yep.
but I don't know how to transition because I don't do it that much.
Well, what happens is I get more drones faster, which means I can get a First off, my 4th hatch comes up later, and my 5th hatch comes up later. That's the only big difference that it makes.
Okay. But I mean, otherwise you try and how do you time the spire, because you're gonna put it down at a different time than usual, right?
No, it's about the same time.
About the same time? Alright.
Yeah.
Cool.
That is so out of habit. Should not be joining that channel.
Yep, so he's gonna bunker rush me. And I do a pretty good job of it, or of defending it.
That's good. Let me know when that match is over and I'll join you guys.
Yeah.
Boxing or whatever.
Okay, so first off, whenever you're getting bunker rushed, the first thing you want to do is try to kill the SCV and try to kill the first Marine. Because what happens is if you can kill the first Marine and you get your drones farther out, you can actually just cut off reinforcements and the bunker rush ends right there. If the bunker gets up, you want to place the sunken out of bunker range, but it can still hit the bunker. The bunker can't hit it, but the sunken can hit the bunker, which actually is pretty tough to do. And I luckily get it right. In an earlier game, played like a week ago, he bunker rushed me, and I didn't place it properly, and it cost me the game.
So I guess.
Okay, so the first thing is you don't want to get impatient. Stay back, wait for ling speed, and wait for more Zerglings, because you can reinforce faster than he can reinforce, so you want to take advantage of that. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to wait for ling speed. I had to go a little bit early. I guess I could have waited. I should have waited. I should have waited. Okay, that was a mistake. And if you saw earlier, he had like a wall of SCVs, and that was actually correct, because if I run past with Zerglings, like 14 Zerglings, I can just counterattack and win. So that was a good play by him. Now if it were close position, and he didn't commit so much with all those SCVs, it would have been okay if he didn't do that, because he can make a wall at his natural with a bunker, and that's fine. You can also pull back faster if you do that.
Now I see you made a ton of Zerglings in response while getting your spire.
Yeah.
Was that happening during the rush, or did you actually make these after and decide to go for the counterattack?
Oh, after.
Okay.
Because I figured he would not have fire bats or medics, and I was right.
Huh. Alright, cool. Alright, we're done, Tesla.
Oh, okay. Where do I need to join since I have to pause my Korean drama?
It's no 1/1.
Oh
Okay.
wait, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Are we?
Are
Oh wait, do you
more
have
my
another?
replays?
Do you have another replay?
Oh, wait.
Someone,
Oh, that's
or-
right. I gotta give you that replay, huh?
Okay, so Tesla.
I do not, but I could find one if we need to.
I have one.
Tesla has
I
one.
just... Yes, I actually have one. I have to find where the attachment is. Where's it?
Who versus who?
Looks like HP Sanaki versus Alistar. I don't know how to say this. All-Star, but basically this is from a viewer, and they wanted us to go over it and explain what they did wrong, that sort of thing.
What matchup?
I actually got this as an email. This is going to be... Oh, I gotta save it first. Give me 1 second here. I believe it's like a TVP.
Oh crap.
It's fine. I got this, man. I got
Yeah,
this.
PVT, and it's on Fighting Spirit. And here's what he says.
crap.
He says, I figured I'd submit a replay for the show since I felt significantly confused about what was going on while playing it, and there might be a lot worth learning from it for other noob tosses. PVT on Fighting Spirit played at D+ level, although the game was played at D, the person's like D+, C- high.
Wait,
and,
it's PVT, not TVP?
It's PVT.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
That's better.
So, I'm gonna send you guys this file over Skype, and
Why don't you just host it?
I can't host. That's why. Remember?
Alright.
Oh, you noob. Okay.
Anyway,
Since when have I ever been able to host?
Dan
You're so
has
mean.
a question. He says, if you didn't counterattack, were you behind? I mean, do you need to counterattack, or can you just sit back after the failed bunker rush?
I could have made drones, and I think I would have been ahead in that position. Because he committed so much, bringing all those SCVs, and he didn't really do any damage, like, at all. I was in a really good position either way.
Yeah, that's actually the reason I asked my question as well at the end of the game. I was like, was that during the rush or after? Because if they were made like during the rush as like panic lings, then it would make sense that he has a lot. And obviously, if you have all those things, you want to counterattack. But since it was a conscious decision after the rush already failed, you know, could have made drones instead, but decided to go for the kill.
Okay,
Yep.
so I sent you guys the file over Skype, and I also copied his email and fixed his one typo where he thought it was destination and later said it was Fighting Spirit.
Alright, cool.
So, yeah.
So, yep. He confused, D+ level. Oh wait, I wasn't paying attention. Did you read that last paragraph, or should I read it?
Oh, no, I didn't read that last one. I didn't even finish reading the second one there. I only read, like, the first one. And you guys kept talking about other stuff, so I was like, whatever.
Sorry. Do you want to read it? You can read it.
Oh, no,
I think
that's
the
fine.
Viewers totally
I'm
like
not-
your voice.
Okay, so, basically, he opened with a 2-gate robo-obs, and the other guy goes fast starport. The initial drop is shut down without much damage, and I proceed to take my third. He does a very good job with mines, and follow-up drops cut into my probes and unit count significantly. I think talking about proper reactions and what to prioritize in this sort of situation would be useful for a Protoss player. I definitely had no idea what to do. The game goes on for quite a while. I take several bases while he masses up off of 3. I lose the first confrontation pretty bad because he EMPs everything, and the rest of the game consists of me trying to wear him down while rebuilding bases. Personally, I realized that one of the problems in the game was that I recalled into his main when in fact those units should have been protecting my last mining base. But I did so because I hadn't realized that he was just as starved for minerals as I was. Perhaps talking about how to figure these things out, giving limited information, would be a useful segment for the show as well. And that's the end of his email.
Alright, sweet. And we are now going into the game. No 1/1.
Okay, be right there. I have yet to watch this. Yay.
Alright. My immediate reaction to this, I already have a few. First of all, 2-gate obs against Fact Starport should be pretty good for the Protoss. It's not like an auto build or to win, but I think it's pretty nice because basically you're playing super safe against a build that kind of needs to do some damage with harassment, so that's pretty good. Although it does seem like he took some drop damage anyway, and I guess we'll see what happens from there.
Well, this will be interesting since all we know really is kind of the initial stuff and the outcome, and
Indeed.
don't know exactly what went wrong.
I like this whole analysis though. See, he's not just like, guys, I lost, help me please. He does. He talks a lot about, you know, what he thinks he did wrong in the game, and tries to.
Well,
figure it
that's
out
always
himself.
good. I
Yep.
mean, that's the first.
You can start, by the way, no one.
Said he wanted to join, but he's taking forever.
Who?
Dragon.
Oh. Alright, so it looks like our Protoss hero and submitter of the replay, HP Sanaki, against All-Star Terran.
Oh yeah.
I might. Oh wait, can I shift tab? I can. So
There you go.
Protoss will be yellow/teal, and Terran will be the enemy. So does that mean I have Protoss hotkeys? That's actually perfect. Now I can even talk about his hotkeys. So let's see. What does he have his Nexus on? just one. That's fine. And by fine I
don't even
mean
know if
0p,
I have
9p, 8p, guys. 0p, 9p, 8p. I hope he changes that to 0 at some point. And
no check of the replay yet. Oh no.
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
What?
It's gonna be
It's
a
gonna
really
be like
long
an hour
replay.
long game.
Yeah. It's alright.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I did not check how long the
Nah, it doesn't
replay was.
matter.
All I know.
It's all good. It's all
Okay.
good.
Okay. Well, we could always fast forward it. It's a good thing there.
Actually, hold on. I just want to check something. Guys, so Winners League Finals, is it tomorrow or Saturday? Because the thread said Friday the 9th, but the 9th is Saturday, not Friday, so I'm like really confused. Because I want to cast it, and I said I was going to cast it, but then I was like, if it's Friday, I don't think I can. Someone could clarify. Anyway.
What is it? KT versus T1?
Yep.
Nice.
It's Saturday KST. But I mean, I looked at the calendar on TL, and it looks like it's Saturday. Yeah, Saturday 6 a.m. So it is Saturday. Yeah, it's not Friday. Okay, so that's good. So it's not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah, see? Goodness.
Friday in East. It's not Friday in East. It's 1 a.m. Saturday on East. You guys are all wrong.
What?
Anyway,
What are they talking about?
Alright, let me see
East
what's
as in
going on.
America?
Like, yeah, like East Coast. Like Eastern.
Yeah,
Standard
no,
Time.
it's Thursday. Today's Thursday.
No. We're talking about when Winners League is. But anyway, let me comment a little bit on what Protoss is doing. It's basically fine. He's doing 1 gate robo into I think a 2nd gate, which is what he said. Which is absolutely safe.
Well, what he said is he did a 2-gate robo obs, and then the other guy went factory starport, I guess is what it was.
Indeed, with the Vulture upgrades. Going to be aggressive. That's actually quite a few Marines from the Terran. That's interesting.
That's because it's an FD.
Yeah, but with a starport though.
That's true.
So it's not a normal FD. So it actually looks like an FD. So actually, actually this is quite clever because usually the way I deal with FD is kind of to be a little bit aggressive with the goons, try and catch or start microing from the Terran bridges. So he actually goes in with that dropship. It's a pretty good strat, but it looks like Protoss is playing defensive. So actually, if I look at the game from this situation, actually if you just pause it real quick, I would say that the Protoss is in a great position. He's got an observer already on the way. His Dragoons are at his natural, so when the drop goes in, he should be in position, unless he like moves out right now. But I don't really see why he would do that, since he is building his expansion nexus. And the Terran, his command center hasn't even started yet, so all the Protoss has to do is defend right now, and he'll be in a very good position. All right, go ahead.
And there's that observer you were talking about. Looks like it's going to go straight to his natural.
Indeed. Actually, one thing I would have liked is if he had another scouting probe kind of just sitting outside the Terran base in case there was a push. It can be quite useful.
Yeah. That drop ship slowly moving towards the natural.
Yeah.
Nope, going straight to the main.
Why does it have a tank? I disagree with that.
Oh man.
Anyway, if you pause right here, Alright, so crisis management time. You have a drop in your base. All your Dragoons are here. So first things first, he's laying mines at the top of your ramp. Don't send your Dragoons in a clump. It's not too bad right now. Just sack like 1 or 2 Dragoons. So send 1 Dragoon in first, and if it dies and you think there's still mines, just send another individual Dragoon. You can afford to take a little bit of damage. Like don't just freak out and be like, I have to go kill it. Just make sure you clear the mines, because those are it's actually a lot worse for you to lose like all your Dragoons to mines than it is to lose a few extra probes. So yeah, just make sure you clear those out. And also bring one of your obs back ASAP if you're not building one. Like he has 2 obs at the Terran base right now. So one of these should be moving home. Anyway, continue. So yeah, that's actually good. Running in that Dragoon. Yeah, that's actually perfect. Alright, cool.
Really good response there.
Except he's not putting his guys back on mining. Put them back on mining. Okay, there we go.
What does he do?
It's yeah,
okay.
it was just in response to that drop, he put them all on the gas.
Yeah.
I don't like how he's sending all those Dragoons to the third base. I mean, if Vultures ran into the base, Vultures could actually run in from the ground right now, and that'd be quite bad. He does have observer spotting, but that's a bit of a risk. And the thing is, there's he doesn't like necessarily absolutely need this third right now. I mean, he's already ahead, so you know. Was it all scanned? I guess it was. Yeah, I mean, if we just look at the food counts, it's 64 for Protoss against only 50 for Terran. And that drop just didn't do that much damage. So that's quite good. I mean, getting a third is fine anyway. This Wraith.
Here comes the first Wraith.
Yeah, gonna do some scouting. One thing I like to do. Oh, see that OBS over the natural? I would have right-clicked that on the dropship. Because, you know, if you don't have, like, super good awareness in APM, you might not notice when the drop moves out. But if you right-clicked it, the OBS will, like, follow it a little bit. The dropship is faster, so the OBS won't be able to follow it, like, all the way back to your base, but at least you'll notice it a little bit better. And where are the Dragoons? Yeah, this is a huge problem. Can you pause it right here?
Oh, man.
Like, why are there 5 Dragoons at the third? He already has a wall off there. So it's not like units. I mean, okay, there is drop tech, but I mean, this kind of.
He's in a bad position right now.
Yeah, this kind of thing. Like if you just played a lot of games, like I've lost so many games to this kind of vulture run in, where you just don't. Your Dragoons are just a little bit out of position, and you get like a dropped, and vultures run in the front. There's a few ways to avoid this. Obviously, slightly better Dragoon positioning. Also, notice he built this pylon here in front of his natural, kind of as the start of a wall. You know, if you add like a bunch of pylons, I think it takes 3 pylons, and then you have like a 1-space entrance that you can actually block with a Dragoon. So that's another nice method to prevent vulture run-ins. You actually see that on a lot of different maps. And one more thing I was gonna say. Oh yes, if you know he has like if he's going for vulture harass and stuff, you can actually get your forge slightly earlier. The usual timing is you want your forge after your third nexus is up. But I mean in this case, you know, getting it slightly earlier, building cannons slightly earlier than you normally would, is absolutely fine. I mean, usually you want to avoid that because you know don't like static defenses, but if you're already ahead and you just need to defend his harassment, then, you know, go for it. Alright, continue.
By the way, I'm not talking a lot just because I don't know enough about this matchup.
Alright. That's cool. That's cool. You did a lot of talking last game.
When did he lose his observer over at the natural of the Terran?
No, there's still one there. It's on top of the command center. He lost the one in the main, though.
Oh, is it?
I think it got scanned.
Okay, well,
I'm
surprised then, you know, if he saw it, why didn't he move those Dragoons that were at that third? And it looks like that third.
Yeah.
No,
actually, that's a good point. That observer was actually not in the best position. It was sitting over the command center, not instead of like right by the Terran's choke, kind of, because you really need to see when the forces move out. Like if he saw those vultures moving out, he would have been in a fantastic position. Although, I mean, obviously that's easier said than done.
I sort of like the spread out of these mines that the Terran player's doing.
Yep. So
I mean, I think they could really spread out a little more.
If I was the Protoss right now, there's 2 kind of things I have a problem with. Okay, looks like he's going to defend this drop of the third, kind of. One is I would have a cannon in my main. Oh, looks like he does have a cannon in his main. Well, he needs one at the natural at least. At least 1 cannon in each base, because you know he's got drops and he does some nice vulture harass. And second, I would have either an observer or a probe to check that Terran third. Because that's actually quite important to see how quickly that Terran takes a third base. I mean, generally on Fighting Spirit, Terrans like to take this quite quickly because it's fairly easy to hold. But if, you know, obviously if you don't see him taking that for a long time, you can be like, oh, you know, he's probably going for a big mid-game push, you know, like 6-fact or something silly. So you can throw.
Oh my gosh! Look at those the zealots.
Yep. It looked like he actually controlled that decently. He didn't just like A-move all his zealots into those mines. I'm pretty sure he manually pulled some of those back, which is absolutely, absolutely something you need to do as Protoss. I mean, it's so easy to lose a control group of mine or of zealots into mines, because of how they clump when they're running, and like when the mine pops up, like all the zealots run into it and like stop, and then just like it's just so bad. So yeah, just be very, very careful.
Oh, that's not good. He tries to take out all the mines that were set by the natural to Terran and ends up losing two Dragoons to tank.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if he knows about this third base yet. I actually don't know. He does have his fourth, so that's good. That's actually quite nice timing. If we look at the foods, he's still in a decent position. He's also got a nice number of gateways. This guy's actually not bad, not bad. He doesn't have a Stargate yet, though. I do like Arbiters. But that's not a huge deal. I did see a shuttle with some High Templar in it.
And just as you were talking about Stargate, there it goes in the main.
Indeed, indeed. Taking a few hits there. Is there an observer with this army? Okay, there is one with the Dragoon control group. And he has some... Okay, this observer should be at the 3 o'clock to see if that goes up. Otherwise, yep, that's a good position for an observer. That's a great position for an observer. The one in the main is less useful at this stage in the game. I mean, it's still good to keep an eye on his factory count and stuff, but I don't think it's as important once you get into the late game.
Now, I don't agree with him moving all of those Dragoons and Zealots straight into his fourth.
Yeah, I mean,
to get that
he
final
basically A-moved his entire army into that base. That's actually an excellent point. I mean, if the Terran's dropping you with one dropship, you don't need 4 control groups of units to kill it. Just send like one control group and take care of it. Because it's very easy. Ooh, taking a big mind hit there. It's very easy to get your whole army out of position from a drop, and then the Terran pushes, just marches across the map and sieges up at your natural. Because I mean, even in the late game, Terran army is pretty difficult to take head on. So you really need to like, it's basically the same the whole game long. You want to like catch him when he's unsieged. You want to keep being annoying and stuff. You do not want him to walk all the way to your base and just siege up, because that's pretty terrible.
So that observer is down, and the arbiters are going to come out here very soon. He's making 2 at the moment, and one's almost done.
I don't know why he's taking the 3 o'clock instead of the top right main. I mean, he's already got that natural defended, so that makes no sense to me.
And his fourth is going to go down at this rate.
Yeah, he should have a... I mean... Yeah, after all this vulture harassment, I would throw down a bunch of cannons at each base, because I'm like, okay, this Terran loves his vulture harass. So, you know, I don't want to lose too many probes. And I would also like an observer checking out the bottom left. Yep, there we have one. You can just like have it here and just patrol the bottom left, just to see when the Terran takes bases. And adding gateways, that's good. Looks like one of the Stargates isn't rallied. That's not a huge problem.
And he just lost that observer that was down there.
Yep. Okay, this he should not be engaging. He should definitely not. Well, is he gonna get a good storm off?
That was a beautiful AMP by the.
Okay, can you pause it for a second right here? So.
Thanks are fair.
Yeah, there were a couple of problems right here. First of all, he didn't have an observer following this army. Actually, it might have been killed by the vessels and Goliaths. But as soon as this moved out, he really needs, like, for example, if he had an observer here at the front of the Terran natural, and he sees the army unsiege and start to move out, and then his observer dies because there's a Goliath and a vessel, you need to immediately move your army into position to intercept. So I would immediately move it like right below the middle base, just aim move towards there, because that's where I think he's going. You know, he's like trying to push my 9 o'clock. And so you're probably going to hit him there, and he's going to siege up, and you immediately run away. Basically, it's just delaying the push. Because actually, I think he only had 1 Arbiter in that battle. So yeah, you just want to, and also, not only is it just delaying, I mean, you do get to pick off, you know, some random Vultures and Goliaths, which are going to be covering for the tanks. so you want to whittle it down. But in this case, the Terran just goes all the way to the 9 o'clock, sieges up, and then the Protoss attacks. And attacking into siege tanks is generally not good. Another thing is, so let's say you do get into that position where you attack and you see, oh man, he's all sieged. Just run away. Just like run everything away. I mean, I know Protoss is the manly race, but you generally want to run away from the Terran Death Ball. Especially once you've lost all your Zealots, because then your Dragoons just absolutely melt to the tanks. But, yep. Alright, keep going.
I'm going 2 times for it.
Alright, that's fine.
Okay.
In this position,
So
you're gonna
many
lose your 9
tanks.
o'clock base. I would absolutely counterattack right here. Either the 3rd or the natural. And it looks like that's what he's doing. So that's good. Or is he gonna go for a recall? That's okay, I think. But, I mean, if most of Terran's forces are out of position, you can actually just attack straight up and save the energy for a stasis or something. Is he? Wait, what is he doing? Oh, it looks like he's just gonna try and defend it, actually. I don't know. I mean, he lost a lot of units in that bad engagement. If you imagine he saved like an extra control, like 2 control groups of units instead of fighting that battle earlier on, he could have done a really effective counterattack, or even a recall. But in this situation, Terran just kills the base, pulls back, yep, and is even going to get this 3 o'clock. Which, once again, I don't know why he did that instead of taking the top right base. Oh, nice
that is
EMP
a bad
there.
position to be in for Protoss.
Yeah, that was actually really some nice EMPing going on. That's kind of, I mean, oh, it looks like he does get a recall off actually. But,
He did in the main.
There's no super magical way to avoid EMPs. Basically, just if you're not doing anything, just like spread out your units. I mean, it's really, you know, it's funny because I've been playing SE2 a bit, and it's actually, it's so much easier to avoid getting like crippling EMP on your army in SE1 because all your units are like on different control groups. So instead of actually this is an interesting point. Instead of like one. Like, if you're going to group your army, a lot of people will, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just, like, right-click the same place on the map. What I do is I actually kind of use the mini-map, and I, like, do 1 and right-click, and then 2 and right-click a slightly different place. I basically spread each control group out so it's like an arc. So not only does that give me a better, like, position if I'm attacking the Terran army, but, you know, it avoids silly EMPs getting, like, 1,000,000 units.
This is a really bad position. He keeps finding himself at those really awkward positions. Like he lost his 1 o'clock in that
also,
upper natural.
Gosu King in the chat makes another good point: is do not hotkey all your arbiters in one hotkey, because I mean, since they're air units, they will absolutely clump due to the magic box, and one EMP can get all of your arbiters. You definitely want to. I mean, if a lot of times I understand, like you'll end up where you've hotkeyed all the units already and you have like an extra 3 or 4 arbiters that like just came out and you need to add them to a hotkey. Just manually split the hotkeys. Like select one, like unhotkey one unit and then add an arbiter to that group and rebind it to one. It will take a little bit more effort and a little bit more APM, but it's absolutely worth it. I mean, getting all your arbiters EMP'd is just brutal.
So I have to ask you guys, and maybe this is just my observation, but in your opinion, would you say maybe that really early fast expanding wasn't so good that it kind of led to putting him behind later on?
No, actually, I think in this case the early game was really good for Protoss. I mean, he expanded safely off 2 gateways. He took almost no damage from the first drop, so it was really some mistakes in the mid game, letting continued vulture harassment, you know, take out probes and stuff, and also just having a bad position in that big engagement.
Next question: wouldn't High Templars be a good mix to have added to the unit composition?
It's interesting. In that first engagement, he actually did have a shuttle with 3 High Templars, but he dropped them all in the same spot, and they just got EMP'd, so they had no storms left. The correct way to do that is to do a moving drop. By the way, guys, this game is pretty much over. I mean, he's doing some damage in the main, but it's not. He's got like almost no mining. Anyway, the correct way to do that is the moving unload. Basically, if you like, you can do this with overlords, dropships, or shuttles. If you right-click somewhere and the drop is moving, if you click unload and click on the drop, it'll actually drop the units while it keeps moving. So when you're doing these High Templar drops, you right-click the shuttle like past the Terran army, and then you do the moving unload, and that way, it actually like the shuttle moves away, so it doesn't like block the Templar, and you can click it in storm. So yeah, that's how you should do it. And of course, it is quite effective, but I think, like, in my opinion, that's a lot harder to do than just grab a couple of arbiters and stasis. So I would recommend, like, if you're a lower level player, like if you're just a D level player, just go for arbiters instead of High Templar. I think it's just much easier to control. Yeah. Like, I still much prefer arbiters. Like, I'll occasionally get a shuttle with temps, but yeah, I just find arbiters much easier to use. So I think the only thing left, really, I mean, Protoss is doing a decent job. Is that actually going to burn down this command center? Did it burn down?
The SCV was trying to repair it, but it was moving.
Oh, that's
I
funny.
didn't catch it. I was looking at the battles. Yeah, but I don't think there's too much more. I mean, actually, yeah, the factory count is pretty low. Oh, actually, he's gonna clean this up. Hold on, it's going too fast. I need to take a look at the situation. Terran does have more mining bases, though.
Yeah, the thing is, Terran's taking complete map control.
I don't know why he made DTs here. DTs are generally like the panic unit that Protoss makes. Like, there's a giant push coming, but it doesn't have a vessel with it, so you just spam DT in all your gateways and like hope it works. And oftentimes it does, but yeah. I mean, when there's mines all over the map and stuff, DTs are generally not the answer. Yeah, so he's gonna do some attacking. Actually, this is a little bit closer than I thought. This is actually pretty crazy. And he's actually making the right choice here, going for the remaining mining bases. I mean, he did kind of carve out the main already. So yeah, if he takes these Terran bases out, it's actually pretty good. I'm quite surprised at how the Terran let this happen. I'm not actually sure what happened.
I'm quite surprised this match turned out the way it did.
Yeah, I'm actually... Wow. You don't know how this happened. On the other hand, he is mined out. If you're mined out, just go distance mine somewhere. Like, you don't have to have a nexus to mine. He should be sending these probes here. Actually, I guess it's pretty tough. Because on one hand, there's actually a pretty like crucial choice. Like, on one hand, if you defend these probes that are mining, you're freaking out. You're like, oh my god, if he has a mining base already, I'm like way behind. I think that this is actually what he was talking about in his email. He was like, I should have just defended right here this mining base, because the Terran was actually mined out and I would have been fine. But how am I supposed to know that? You really can't, except I guess to scout. He does have observers still. Actually, that's not an observer. He does, got an observer in the main. He just found it. These comm sets are yellow on my minimap. It's driving me nuts. But yeah, I mean, these situations are pretty crazy and rare. So generally, you just need like a lot of experience to know what's up. And even then, it's pretty hard to do, or pretty hard to figure out what's the right choice. In this situation, I'd be pretty nervous about the Terran bases as well. And by the way, guys, did you see that Chiante video? Chiante versus StarCraft? Everyone is quiet.
I didn't.
Oh, you talked to me?
Yeah, you guys.
I think. Oh.
No, I'm not.
Alright, I'm gonna play this on the stream because it's hilarious. I'm gonna play it on the stream afterwards. I'll link you guys as well so you can watch it.
Okay.
This matchup confuses me.
Yeah. Actually, right now, if I was a Protoss, I'd be feeling really good. Until I ran like a bunch of Dragoons into mines.
And
man.
just lost
That's-
for them to 2 mines.
That is a huge blunder at this stage in the game. I mean, you already have almost nothing, so yeah. But
last thing you need
what
to do is
I
lose
was what I was originally going to say until that happened was the Terran has been throwing units away like this whole time. He's been relentlessly attacking this base, and Protoss has been holding this off. So I would actually feel really good because this actually would indicate to me that the Terran is also on low eco like I am. Because if he had like 2 or 3 bases up, he just chill because he can see that you're not in a good position. But the fact that he's attacking like this is not that good. I mean, in low numbers, Protoss units are generally much more cost efficient than Protoss units are much better than Terran ones. So I would actually be quite happy that he did that and just secure my base. And yeah, maybe do some Arbiter shenanigans. And not clump my units.
I don't think he does any more Arbiter shenanigans.
Anyway, looks like Terran's gonna get another base up. This is actually surprising. Or, I guess not surprising anymore, but the game's gonna go on quite a while, it seems. 102 to 83. Looks like Terran is now doing a proper push to the right side. You should engage that while they're unsieged. He has no observer to check it out. Oh man, once again, Terran gets a nice position. Is he just gonna go for a counterattack? What is going on? Oh, is he gonna recall this base? That's a bad idea. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna recall something. What is he doing?
I don't know, but I know that bottom left-hand corner is gone.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to... was like getting ready for a recall and he just didn't. That was really weird. I don't know what happened. Huh. Like, he's still got a full energy arbiter at the top right. I don't know what happened. Anyway, he's actually gonna crush through this with a couple of good stasises. But he has lost all his mining. In this case, if you just killed his whole army but you have no more mining, you need to counterattack immediately and go kill him. If he rebuilds, you're dead because you have no economy. But yeah, this is like a really weird situation. Or really unusual. He needs to go attack right now because he's got no probes. Is he attack? Where did that arbiter go? There's still an arbiter here. I don't understand.
Is it? I know he lost at least 2 during the team fight because they were out too far.
Yeah, he's going through the middle. He needs to like recall something. I don't know why he's attacking here. It's not that useful. You want to go for the last mining bases. Looks like he's gonna attack into a lot of units. Now he's gonna run back. Oh, he lost both his obs. He actually needs to wait for another obs right now. Oh, looks like he does recall.
Oh, and there's the recall.
Okay, that's pretty good, but I mean the Terran also has... Okay, what he should do right now, he actually has... The other Arbiter has enough for another recall. He should just kill the command center and recall this base as well. And then it'll actually become like a base trade situation. Because then the Terran won't have any mining either. So then he can like run around with his units and be super annoying. Okay, looks like he does. This is actually a really good response by him. So even though he was asking about that, this is actually really good.
Oh, here's the situation he was talking about though. Look at it where his 4th originally was as it gets pushed now.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, the Terran is on no mining bases either. But, oh, it looks like he just... Yeah, he doesn't have enough units. I think he lost a lot on those recalls. Like, a lot of them got recalled onto mines or something. So this is actually just a really close game. You know, this. I think the biggest mistakes were having some slightly out of position dragoons in the mid game that cost him a lot of eco, and also not really keeping tabs on that big Terran push. Another thing you can do, like, if he has, oh man, it looks like my stream went off again. Is stream black?
Don't know.
Oh no, it looks like it's just lagging.
Okay.
Wow, I don't know what's going on. Wow, it's just lagging like crazy. Oh, I think it's back now. Seems to be working on my screen. Okay, so yeah, the other thing is, or what I was trying to say was, if it's hard to keep tabs, like if your observer dies because he has Goliaths and vessels, you can just like send out, you know, random probes and zealots as well to just try and keep tabs on it. It's certainly worth sacking a zealot to get a good idea of where his army is. And also, don't be afraid to build a lot of observers. I usually have like 1 million observers in the late game. I have like, you know, I check out his natural, his possible expansions, and just have them around the middle of the map just to see where his army is. So those are my tips, and we've been going for like an hour and a half now. So I think we can wrap that up. Call that an episode.
Oh, pretty good episode so far.
Do you want to do Q&A?
Alright, sure. If we have any questions from the crowd.
Preferably Zerg questions for me.
Indeed.
Or questions about why they're insane. I mean, why they're so awesome.
And I will upload this at some point. I forgot to upload last times, but I'll do that. I'll do these together.
When you upload this one, let me know so I can email the guy the link. So
yeah,
he can have it at least as feedback.
Sure.
Hypnotoading, I agree with you completely. Big fuck you to Great and Hydra.
Live coaching session, Tesla? Oh no. No. Sorry, Dan. I'm not gonna get coached by no one right now.
I've
I have
tried
not
that.
slept.
Tesla like gets frustrated and quits.
No, cause you're gonna sit here and you're gonna tell me do this, and I'm trying to do this, and this, and then do this, and I'm trying to do it and trying to keep up, and then you throw 3 more things at me right away. It's like I know to do this, I know to do that, and you are pointing this one out. Too much at once. You just make me go roar. Like you're splitting my attention so much. Like.
Yeah, Justin. It's just because you're a bad coach, man.
Apparently.
No, it's just frustrating. I never said he was bad, just frustrating. I mean, don't get me wrong, you've helped me a lot, just there's no way I can do it without any sleep. So any more questions, guys? No, I can multitask. Actually, I'm pretty good at multitasking. That's what's so funny. I'm just very tired. You know what else I'm good at? Waiting for an answer from Sal. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Pikachu.
Alright, anyway, I'm pretty tired too. So how about we wrap
Okay.
up? Alright, thanks guys for watching. I'm going to probably not
Run
stream
away and
anymore
go get
today.
some sleep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stream anymore today. I'm pretty tired. But I'm gonna be casting a ton this weekend. Tomorrow I have RD tournament number 5. Saturday will be IC Cup Clan League Finals and ISL. Of course, it's gonna be ISL
at sale.
I can't believe I forgot. Wait, what'd you say?
I said me throwing something randomly at you.
Yeah. But anyway, it's gonna be ISL round of 8. I'm actually so excited, except for the fact that we might have an all Zerg semis, in which case I'll have to shoot myself.
I mean,
no, that would not be good at all. So I'm seriously rooting. I'm rooting like really hard for Jumper last Protoss. I'm really rooting hard for him, and also for Scan, and not so much me because Cole's a baller. But anyway.
What is it? Jumper versus Ace?
Yep.
Jumper screwed.
oh,
Hey man, he took out Patron, and that was unexpected.
hey man, that doesn't mean he's gonna win. The swarm
Dude,
will live forever.
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up, and then actually, you know what? We can. I'm gonna stop the stream so that the recording's cut off, and then I'll turn it back on, and then we can just chill for a bit, and then I'll just turn it off for real. So
Okay.
thanks all for watching. That was Chronicles of KasPra episode 5. See you all later, and by later I mean in a couple of seconds for the live viewers. And thanks for coming on, Tesla, and no one.
My pleasure.